Alright, hello everyone, this is Kardis here. It's currently all the way into June, I think it's the 5th now, and it's been a little while since I've actually uploaded anything. I have the entire Baldur's Gate 2 series complete. It's just that uploading things is difficult when you have limited bandwidth per month, so I have to regulate it very carefully. And I also got sidetracked playing Final Fantasy Tactics, Diablo 3, and various other random games, but I've decided to do a Let's Play of a game that I'm not super amazing at. This is a mod of Civilization 4. This is the Fall Further mod, which is a mod, I believe you can see it right at the bottom there. Yeah, you can't quite see it at the bottom, but it's a mod of the Fall from Heaven mod, the second one in fact. It's pretty old. It hasn't been updated in at least 3 years, probably longer. But normally you play, it's got its own map type, but I won't be playing that for the strategy I'll be using. But this is a pretty complicated game, to say the very least. Well, let's just start out by looking at what kind of things you have to choose from in the beginning. So over on the left side here are all of the different civilizations. Right? Select a civilization, right? And these different civilizations all have several traits, even more so than in Civilization 4. So all of them have an alignment. You've got good, neutral, and evil. This affects diplomacy pretty heavily. Being neutral is handy because you can sometimes deal with the good and the evil, although there are like some good guys don't approve of neutrality and they get pissed off at you, but they're still not as pissed as if you were evil. Oh, be quiet, cat. Just a second. Alright, sorry about that. I had to water my cat. But what's interesting about your alignment is that you can shift it 1 degree in any direction. So if you're a neutral, you can change it to good by joining a good religion, or change it to evil by joining an evil religion. If you're evil, you can become neutral. If you're good, you can become neutral. So that's kind of interesting. And then you end up with these traits. Can you highlight? Yeah, you can highlight to see what they do. You highlight their little portrait on the right side here. Organized is actually a civic from, it's a trait from regular Civilization 4. It's, I don't know, it's okay. I will say that bonus to building lighthouses is pretty cool because lighthouses are really strong in this game, and I'll talk about that later. Arcane gives your arcane units free promotion of potency. It makes their spells do more damage or have a greater effect or do whatever. And you build mage guilds faster. So that's pretty cool. Oh, and there is one other thing. There are heroes, which I don't think you can click on. Yeah, you can't click on these, unfortunately, to go look at them in the Civipedia. I don't even know if there is a Fall Further-opedia. But everybody gets a world spell. I don't have them all memorized. In fact, I only know one of them. And they all have a hero specific to their civilization. Like, these will both have the same 2 things. Heroes are interesting units. They gain experience every turn, whether they're in combat or not. So they get pretty powerful pretty quickly. And everybody has at least 1 unique unit. Most of them have 2. You can see here they've got, what, 4? So that's pretty cool. They're more or less useful depending on things like the map script and other things. Oh no, they've got a 5th one here too. Some things can't train certain units. If you're agnostic, I believe agnostic civilizations can't train any of the priests. I think there are civilizations with a trait that makes it so that they can't train magical units of any kind. So that's kind of interesting. You also end up with unique buildings. You get a special mage guild, and some other things, and everybody has a unique palace. They all do freaky deaky things, so that's pretty cool. But philosophical is double great person birth rate, and it increases the production speed of some things that are okay. I don't know about these guys. They're whatever. Who are the really crazy? Oh yeah, they did add some. If you look down at the bottom there, feral. Animal kindred means that you will not be attacked by like bears, as an example. Sometimes like bears will spawn and kill you, and they're tough, and so that can be pretty nice. And defender, oh yeah, you get the homeland promotion, which makes you stronger, not just when you're defending, like the protective trait of Civilization 4 does, but it makes it so that you get better defense when you're defending in your cultural borders, which I'll explain later. Some of them have really freaky annoying traits. She's just creative, and she's a summoner. I don't know about that, but Perpentarch is a very interesting character. He starts with creative, charismatic, and arcane, but he has the insane trait. And I think it's every 50 or 100 turns. His traits change at random. You have no idea what you'll end up with. So that's something interesting. These guys you can do some interesting things with, but nah. Here are the good guys. Trying to think if there are any of these that really stand out. I'd like to cover a few of the traits, but I don't really remember what everybody gets. Let's go to the top here. Spiritual and Industrious is really good. You get the wonder production bonus. You get free promotion on your workers, which isn't a big deal, but it helps. It helps. Workers are a little different than in normal Civ. And what was the last one? Looks like he had a third trait there. Oh no, but you get the workshop bonus, so that's cool. And this is an interesting one. You can build unique units and buildings of other civilizations when you conquer somebody with this guy. So that's pretty interesting. The Caliban. Nah. Wait a minute, what? Oh. Huh, interesting. Apparently some leaders are shared between things. I didn't know that. Well, good to know. But, I don't know. Off the top of my head, there are some of these that are really good with great people, some that are good at everything, pretty much. I'm just trying to find... Oh, it's the Grigori, or they have the agnostic trait, I think. Thought they had the agnostic trait. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, no, I guess not. Wonder what I'm thinking of. They do have adaptive, though. You get to pick the trait of your choice at the beginning of the game, so that's pretty cool, but again, not really where I'm gonna go. Let me go try and find... I'm looking for a specific one to talk about. I'll be right back. Alright, here we are, the Sidar. These guys are interesting just because their palace, I believe, gives them their great people bonuses, like double, they have double effect or something. So that's pretty cool. We're not going to be playing them, but just thought I'd throw that out there. The Svartalfir, they, let's see, Svartalfar, I guess far, not fear. I think these are the Dark Elves, and they can build anything they want on top of a forest without destroying the forest. So like if you build a farm on a forest, instead of getting a farm with no production and 2 food or 3 food, you would end up with like a food from the farm, 2 food from, or no, 2 food from the farm, 1 food from the forest, and 2 production from the forest. So you can get some pretty interesting things going on with these guys. But we're gonna go with the Lagoon. These guys are pirates. You can kind of tell this guy very much looks like a pirate, and this lady here, she looks like, you know, she could be a pirate goddess or something, so that works out. I'm picking her because financial with the Lagoon special traits is ridiculous. Totally ridiculous, and I'll show you why as soon as we get in game. Raider, it can be alright because you can go around pillaging everybody's seafood over and over again, but it's not the greatest thing ever. But it's okay. As far as what they get, this guy starts with a boarding promotion, and so do their unique units. Where are they? The boarding party. With the boarding party, what they can do is they get a promotion that lets them attack from ship to ship. So like if you've got a boat right next to an enemy boat, you can attack with them from inside of it. And what it'll do is you'll capture the boat for yourself. It's pretty cool. As long as you're playing on something like an archipelago. In the Erebus map script, there is not usually a lot of oceans, so you can basically get just screwed and the Lagoon will be useless. So if you're gonna play these guys, don't use that map script or you're pretty much hosed. But over here you can see they have another feature. They get an additional food from coastal tiles and ocean tiles. This makes them, on maps with a lot of water, it makes them basically the fastest techers in the game, I think. Because on turn 1, you can start with a 2 food, and if you're using Irin here, or Hana the Irin here, you can get 2 food, 3 gold for basically nothing. It's like having a cottage at the very beginning of the game. Just starting with a free cottage for every ocean tile you can work in. And there's more to it than that too. Not listed anywhere here, I believe. Oh. No. It's not listed here, but they also get a special tile they can build. So, oh, there's my real name. Yeah, my name's Steven. The last time I did this, I was teching Mithril when everybody else still hadn't finished some of the basics. I'm going to try kicking it up to Prince. The thing about it is, even in normal Civilization 4, the AI is very bad at the Archipelago script. I can play on like Monarch in Archipelago and do alright, whereas if I'm playing on like Terra or Pangaea or something, I get screwed. I have to play like Noble. So it's already bad, and it's even worse here because their decision making for which tech to go for is just abysmal. So we're gonna go it like this. I think it'll be all right. My cat's going completely nuts. I don't know what's wrong, but let's get started. And this first episode is probably gonna be a bit of a little tutorial. Oh, we can click on these things. Oh, but only once we're in here. Well, that's kind of annoying, but yep, you can also see some other features of how things go. It provides mana. What mana does for you is your spells, you have to have certain amounts of mana. Also, some creatures get bonus attack based on your mana. So if you have something that, you know, it's like a water mana attacker, then every water mana you have will increase his base strength by 1, which is pretty crazy actually. Some of the other more magically based civs can really take this to a ridiculous level, but no need for that. Other than that, I don't know that we really need to look at anything. I already talked about the boarding party a little bit. Yeah, you see 25% bonus when you're attacking a ship. Okay, sure. What else have we got? Anything? Swordsmen aren't really a unique unit, by the way. It's just that some of the more physically oriented civs, like the Lagoon or some of the barbarian tribes, they get that for free. We've got superior privateers. They get a cargo space. They get easy withdrawal chance, big bonuses against everything. These things are monsters of the sea. They are crazy. They have a hidden nationality, and they start with some buccaneers in them so that they can... I believe the buccaneers start with... Do they? Nah. I was gonna say, I thought the buccaneers let you do the same thing as a boarding party, but I don't think they do. I think they just let you attack, and they can, sort of like a catapult can never kill something. I don't think buccaneers can kill anything, but I could be mistaken. So let's take a look at this start here. Right off the bat, we have ruins, oh god. This could be a good start, could be kind of a dangerous start too, but this'll work for sure. What you're looking for when you're doing a Lagoon start is you can build a special tile improvement that no other civilization can build. And we're gonna put them here. I can't target that spot. Probably there. Oh, come on. For some reason it's really slow to pick up the thing there, but and then hopefully this doesn't have anything on it, because if it does, we're snafu. Okay, good. So we can build one of them right here too. Well, I'll get to what that will do in a second. For now, I'm gonna reorganize my guys here and then talk about some Civilization 4 basics. First off, you see that I've got a lot of different things enabled. Here's what the world looks like normally. In fact, you can even get rid of all of those people too and just see the world for what it is. Every tile in Civilization has some kind of value assigned to it, except in the deep ocean where there are no tiles. There's no tile value, but every tile has certain value. So let me re-enable resource view here. So here's a wheat tile, for example. Okay, it's on a plains, or here's wheat that's on a plains, I guess is what I should say. You have a base tile that gets modified further if it has a special resource on it. So this is a plains with a wheat tile that's next to a river. You see it has fresh water. I can't move my mouse off of the tile or it'll stop displaying its stats. But you can also see that it requires a farm, and you get +2 food when you put a farm on it. Whereas up here you see we still have a plain. It's a hills plain, okay? And it also has fresh water because of this river that's going right here. It's a very small river. But it has marble on it, and if you upgrade that with a quarry, you get an additional production and 2 extra commerce. These loaves, or these slices of bread, are food. The hammer is a production, and then the little coin here is a finance unit, or it's a gold, whatever you want to call it. So all of the tiles in the game have some inherent value. The power of the Lagoon is, well, it's multifold. Your traits, like financial specifically, whenever you have a tile with 2 or more commerce, you get a free bonus commerce. Coastal tiles have 2 commerce by default. So all of these coastal tiles now have 3. Very powerful. In addition to the extra food you get from coastal tiles and from ocean tiles, see, even these are giving 2 food, when normally these are literally worthless to work. So you can end up with crazy starts. You also have this. This is a pearl. It's a special resource that isn't in normal Civilization 4, and only the Lagoon can see this tile. It is a civilization-specific resource, which other civilizations can only acquire by trading. And since it gives 1 happiness, I assume in multiplayer it would be a big deal. I've never really... I don't know. I mean, you can trade it. It all just depends on what the AI's got going on. I would consider moving over here, but then I would lose these pearls, and the pearls are too good to lose, so we can't do it. And the other thing we could do is move over here. The problem with that is we lose marble, and we won't be able to get as many of our special tile improvements going on. So we're just going to settle in place. Yeah, we lose the wheat, but it's okay. It's not going to be the end of the world. And Innsmouth, I love the H.P. Lovecraft reference, absolutely. So, So what you choose to build with your city, and let's just come into the proper city view here so you can see everything. At the top it shows you how many turns it takes to grow, which is determined by your food. Every citizen, you see this is a 1 population town. Every citizen costs 2 food to have, and they cause 1 unhappiness, right? Total unhappiness 1 because our population is 1. And they cause 1 unhealth. Unhealth subtracts from your food. If you exceed your happiness cap, which at the moment ours is 5, we would get a little dude down here that would do nothing. Normally, you can use your citizens to work any tile you want. So if I want production, I can work this tile and get, 3 hammers and 1 commerce from it. Or if I want my city to grow, but you see this will not grow my city. If I go over here, I'll have a bigger city in 11 turns, and then I'll be able to work 2 tiles, and so on until you're either limited by your happiness or by your unhealth. It's a bit weird starting the Lagoon, and especially it's weird because I'm just gonna pick warrior for a second. These 2 ruins could potentially destroy me. If I don't clear them immediately, barbarians will start to spawn out of them, basically, and that sucks. But if I attempt to clear them, barbarians might spawn out of them. So this is one reason why, I don't know, it's not the most popular mod. It's because there's a very real element of complete random chance in especially your spawn. You can just die on the first turn sometimes, or like this isn't even the most brutal. You can start with, like, let's say you spawn here and there's a lizardman village right here where my warrior is. You're screwed, okay? You'll be able to work 1 tile until they move on to it, and that's assuming that the 3 or 4 lizardmen on there don't just instant kill your city and you lose. So that can happen. It sucks that can happen, but it can happen, and it's unfortunate. And I guess with all that said, I pretty much have to go worker first, because if either of these spawns a barbarian, I'm still 13 turns out from a warrior anyways, right? 13? Yeah. So I will gain nothing pretty much by trying to do this. Does it matter? We'll go like that. We get a higher build rate on our worker if we do this, and we aren't going to lose much time. Starting the Lagoon, well, I should probably talk about technologies. The tech tree is a bit different. Over here we have the traditions line, and underneath it is actually our race-specific trait. There are some other ones too. You can see them for whatever. There are a whole bunch dogpiled underneath traditions, though, which is a bit annoying. Starting as the Lagoon, you end up in a weird kind of quandary. So, you pretty much, what you have to do is go fishing first as the Lagoon. You don't really have a choice. You sort of do, but not doing this, you're just hurting yourself, because these special tiles take time to improve, and they're amazing by default, but they become more amazing over time. They improve, for those of you who have played Civ 4, they improve like cottages. So you want to get that done, and you want to get it done as soon as you can, and it sort of sucks that I'm going to have to swim all the way around here, but oh well. The other thing about it is you're going to want to start exploring. The Lagoon need a lot of expansion, but that's kind of a secondary goal. The most important thing is you need workboats. And you also want to get the Heron Throne for sure, and this is going to be, we're going to make an easy attempt at it. We've got all of these hills. As soon as we get a worker, we can, how are we going to do that? Well, I guess we can come up here, throw down a quarry, and then I guess go right next door, cut down the forest, and hopefully by that point we'll be working on the Heron Throne itself. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Also, on the subject of improving tiles, you know, I said if you want to build a quarry here, you get the bonus, but you can see it says it requires research masonry. Well, it might require masonry to actually benefit from the resource, I'm not sure. But in terms of getting the tile bonus that is listed there as with a quarry, that's 1 production and 2 commerce, you can get that without actually having masonry. It will take you 75% longer to build. As you see here, it says build quarry 75% faster. So this improvement will take us like 10 turns, okay? But, or probably like 15 turns actually, but we'll benefit from it, and our workers have nothing better to do anyways. So this applies to everything a worker can normally do. Chopping down forests, you can do it. It'll just take you all of eternity. You can, you know, improve the incense and get the 5 bonus commerce there, or it would be 6 for us because we're financial, and just be a powerhouse. So this is really kind of an interesting twist on things. I kind of like it. It makes it so that you're almost never wasting worker turns, and I'm a big fan of that. So after fishing though, what we really have to do, what I like to do anyways, is get Ancient Chants, which lets you build a monument for culture, which I don't believe we're ever going to do. And then go down to Mysticism, so that, well, for 2 reasons. 1, it lets us get a God King Civic, which I'll cover momentarily. 2, it lets us tech Message from the Deep. These are the religions down here, and they're very interesting. So these 4 will found a religion. Is this the one? I believe this is the one. So each of these is either a good or an evil religion. Message from the Deep is evil. Way of the Forests, I believe, is good. It could be either good or neutral. I think it's good. And then Runes of Kilmorph is neutral. Ashen Veil is evil, and I believe Order is good. Yeah, that sounds right. When you tech Infernal Pact, it creates another civilization that comes in with like a super-powered hero and just demolishes everything. But we're not going to be playing that game. So we're just going to go straight for Message from the Deep, and don't let this fool you. This says it's going to take 19 turns for fishing, 14 turns for Ancient Chants. These 2 are probably right. These other ones are not. While we're making a worker, our city doesn't grow, regardless of the tile we work. But as we start to grow and as we start to get these pirate coves online, things are going to change. So I'm going to take the advice of the screen and just press enter to end turn. And, oh wow, that dropped my FPS a little bit. Recording is fun. So we're gonna move our guys on top of the ruins and, well, basically employ the hope and pray method. Oh, I skipped civics. Oh, thank you, game. So one other aspect of Civilization 4, and of course Fall from Heaven 2, Fall Further, is civics. These will change the way certain things in your civilization work. So, for example, I said I was going for God King. When you are in the God King Civic, you increase the maintenance costs on your other cities, but your capital gets a production and gold generation bonus. So if I make 10 hammers in my capital, I'll make 15 if I switch into the God Civic from Despotism here. Huh, wow, that one kind of sucks. But some of these are really good. At some point, I'm going to switch into this. My strategy is going to be to do massive expansion and spread Octopus Overlord's religion to everyone in the game and win a religious victory. There's probably about, I don't know, a 10% chance that that strategy will fail outright because too many agnostic civilizations will be in the game and I'll just be screwed. But probably not. It usually works out alright. One of the popular strategies when you're not, you know, playing the game like I am, because this is a little weird, but you go into aristocracy and you see it takes away a food from your farms, but it gives you 2 gold from them. You combine that with, is it caste? No, what is it? One of these gives you, oh no, it's agrarianism, yeah. You combine that with agrarianism so that you get powerful farms that are growing your cities and you're making a lot of money at the same time. But it's worth mentioning that even if you were to build a farm like right here, so you'd lose the production when you clear the forest, the farm would give you 3 food, 1 commerce from the river. Agrarianism would kick you up to 4 food, then you would lose 1 food and gain 2 commerce. So with financial, that would be basically the same as the river tiles that I'm starting with no civic investment at all. It's pretty powerful, just not for the Lagoon in this specific map script. Trying to think if there are any others. This can be okay if you're trying to build high experience units. I'll be switching into religion very shortly. Gives you a happiness from cities with state religion, which is, you know, meh. It also gives you an extra happiness from a temple, so that makes temples worth 2 happiness. You can get really high happiness really fast by playing that game. Pacifism, like I said, if you're playing the Sidar, this can be good, but we're not. Sacrifice the weak. It's kind of interesting. You use less food per population, so you can do some interesting things with that. But nah, social order, consumption's okay. You get a lot of extra gold, but religion is usually better. Well, nah, it's complicated. This is sort of a case by case basis thing. Scholarship. Good for the more magic-oriented civs, and this also gives you an extra point per specialist, so that can be handy as well. Liberty, unlimited bards, that's great. And you get a free specialist. I guess that's not so bad. I guess this would be good if you were trying to win a cultural victory. I haven't tried that in Fall from Heaven. It's a little bit trickier than it is in regular civ, I think. Apprenticeship, not so great. Slavery is really, really good. When you do combat with somebody, you have a chance to just generate a slave. And they're basically a crappy worker. They're slow, but you can sacrifice them to hurry production. Sort of like using a great engineer to build something, but on a much lesser scale. I think it's 10 hammers, so that's something. Oh yeah, there was one other thing. In order to do some of these things, you have to be certain alignments. Like, I don't think you can be good and have slavery. I could be wrong. Arit is a good example of that, actually. It requires that you're in the Runes of Kilmorph religion, but you get a better birth rate. So that's something, and your mines are better, which is pretty cool. Military state, I've never really used it. There are, I think there's more than one thing that gives you no unhappiness, so you could make drafting powerful, but I've never pursued that line of thinking. Never used that. Never used that. Industry could be okay. The problem is machinery is so far down the tech tree that it'd just be too little too late. Conquest is awesome, especially for the Lagoon, because you you're going to have a lot of extra food once you have lighthouses and all of your ocean tiles are 3 or more food. So that will be going down this path at some point. For a long time, though, we're going to be in foreign trade. Get an extra trade route per city. The culture doesn't really matter, but you get a bonus trade route in coastal cities. I'll be taking full advantage of that, I promise. And then this, maybe if you were playing like one of the elf civs where you can just build your things into the forest, but The last thing is a kind of a diplomacy civic. It's a bit weird. I don't know if the leaders have preferred civics except for these in this game. But if you're in the Overcouncil and you're dealing with somebody who's also in the Overcouncil, then you get a bonus to your diplomacy. If you're dealing with the Undercouncil, then you get a penalty, and figure out all the permutations for yourself. But I think that's about enough for this episode. It's been a quick primer into the game. In the next episode, we might have to restart depending on if I get screwed over by ruin probability. So look forward to that in the next part. This will be Kardis signing out.